Please like, subscribe, and be sure to click that bell button for regular and exciting indie film content and your chance to be the first to engage with the Liftoff Global Network of Film Festivals as we embark on launching the careers of the filmmakers of tomorrow.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone on the call. Hello everybody watching. My name's Toby. I'm from Liftoff Global Network. I'm here by myself for the first time to bring you some of our Sessions Audience Choice Award winners. So big up them. We're very grateful to have all these brilliant creatives here. This is just a networking session, so we can all sort of hear each other's experiences, all of our motivations for the films that were made, you know, why people wanted to make them, where they want them to go next, and sort of what they're planning on doing next, what their next productions are. So hopefully it'll be a useful experience for all of us. And yeah, I can't wait to get started. I'll introduce everybody individually, and yeah, I think we're all ready to get started. Okay, so first up we have Manuel from Origami Film. Hello, Manuel.
Hello.
Yeah, are you well, Manuel?
Yeah, very well. And you?
I'm fantastic. All the better for seeing you.
Okay.
If you could just give us a quick introduction about yourself and the project that you've made.
Okay. My name is Manuel. I'm from Italy, from Sicily, and my project was to bring some messages that we can't see on the mainstream media, and
Okay.
with the different word. For the worldwide, for every word and every people that catch the sounds of the message that I try to bring for us, for everybody, for the entire world.
Mm-hmm. And what did you think that message was?
Message is a spiritual message that there are no barriers for every type of not religions, but spiritual journey, or and like people love that this um, I can't find the word.
No.
It's
That's
very
great. That's great. I think we've all got a good idea of what you're going for, and I'm sure your film speaks for itself. That's
yeah.
the point, right? It's a lot easier to get it across in film. And what are your sort of goals for for this project that you've made? Do you want to get it? Yeah.
Yes, there are different goals. The first, in fact, when I say this, the message for everybody. The second is anche to show how the color can work on the picture, on the people, using different color like red, blue, yellow, and any color can change the humor, the mental state of every people.
Mm-hmm.
And I would to experiment this work, in fact, using the color and some sounds, binaural sound that you can hear for and this sound will work on our brain. Sorry for my English, but
No. You're
I
absolutely
know
fine.
it's not perfect.
You're absolutely fine. Thank you so much. And I'll just do one final question for you. What's next? Have you got any sort of other projects in the pipeline? Are there any aspects of film that you want to sort of like explore more now?
I'm working on a new script.
Yeah.
That is totally different from this one that I presented at the Liftoff. I'm writing, just writing. I think that to start the shooting about 3-4 months.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, okay. So have you got like a director and a crew like all set up, or are you going through that process now?
At the moment, I'm alone. I'm a one-man band.
Okay. Hear that? Listen, guys. Manuel's looking for co-conspirators. So if you can help him. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Good luck. We'd love to hear more about that as the project goes on. So yeah, thank you, Manuel, for starting us off. Great job.
You're welcome.
Brilliant. If you could just remember to mute yourself again, just for sound, that'd be fantastic. Okay, Ricky and Jordan, we have a directing duo here. Yeah, if you'd just like to sort of introduce yourselves and tell us about the project. Obviously, whichever one of you wants to be first.
Sure. I'll start. So my name is Jordan, and I'm one of the co-directors of our project Outside the Box, the movie. It's a film about Singh, a young artist who struggled to balance his passion for art with expectations imposed on him by his single immigrant mother. Mm-hmm. So personal aspirations and family are put into questions when, despite her disapproval, Singh participates in an art contest to attempt to change his mother's mind. And the idea for this project is to kind of convey the message that there are a lot of young artists out there who really want us to pursue their passion, but they're not really allowed to, because like they have parental expectations put into place, and many other things that limits them from getting outside of their little comfort zone, which is the box. Mm-hmm. And so yeah,
that sounds really resonant. Have you had any feedback from any sort of people who have a sort of similar experience?
Yeah, definitely. So this film has been completed. We have screened it in several film festivals. We won 2 award winners. So one of it is from Liftoff, and one of it is from Stockholm. Mm-hmm. People actually really like it because they said things, because most of our audiences are Canadian Asians, and they have put in a lot of thought into the film, and they're like, oh, you know what, this is something that resonates with me, because people have their own dreams, and it is parents. We know that parents want the best for their kids, but sometimes it goes a bit too far, to the point where they're actually limiting you from doing what you actually want to do, and that takes away all your freedom. And I think the film in itself conveys that feeling. We added a lot of nostalgic frames to it, and a lot of nostalgic notes and experimentation with certain sound design and colors that helps to convey the situation, so it actually puts people in place when they're watching the film.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, clearly very well thought out. You thought about a lot about your audience. I would ask about goals, but it seems you've already got this film off to a lot of film festivals, and you've got a lot of eyes on it. So that sounds fantastic. I mean, well done to both of you. What would be sort of your dream for this film? Where would you like it to go?
Yeah, I can take this one. First of all, my name is Ricky. It's nice to meet you all. Thank you for having us. I guess in terms of where we want to bring the film, we are both students right now in schools, so we're both trying to manage this at the same time while we're studying. But we'd love to see this on a more broad scale. We'd love to distribute it. We'd love to have it online for people to see. And I think that's the main goal, is to just kind of get this out there and have people see it, to kind of understand what our message is. Mm-hmm. And I guess the process of going about that is just going to take a little longer, because we're in school, like I said, and it's just a bit difficult to manage that at the same time. Mm-hmm. But I guess we'll kind of just see where it goes, and we're really excited to see what the future holds.
Yeah, it seems like you've done a lot of work.
Sorry about that. I'll add on to that if it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Ricky, we actually met in accounting class because we're business students. So going to film is fairly new for us. One day there's this film conference. We just went in. We're like, oh, we're interested in film. Let's make something this summer. And so we found all our members on Discord. Mm-hmm. We don't know any of them. They're strangers. We found them all on Discord.
Yeah.
We recruited them. We got actors from backstage. and we got our little team out of like, we don't know anyone. We just, it's all about building a community and getting people with the same mindset to get into a team to make something that aligns with your vision and also aligns with their vision, because they're, they want to contribute to the team. And so like after our first production, we didn't think much about it. We were like, we don't have high expectations. We are not film students. We don't know what we're doing. But after that, we start gaining traction. People start like, reaching out to us. We're like, oh, when's the film coming out? People in school that I don't even know. And we're like, oh, this is actually something people think is ambitious. Because where I'm from Malaysia. That's this where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
People studying film and making film in general is like something disappointing. You wouldn't get a job, making film. What are you doing?
That's not why you went to business school, Jordan.
Exactly. That's why I went to business school. And now that I'm in Toronto, there's huge opportunities to do things like that. And so after our first production, in our first public screening, we had over 70 members, which is more than expected.
Wow.
And so that persuasion in itself, gives us the leverage to want to pursue something bigger. So for our next project, we want to, up our game and make sure, we produce the best quality film possible.
Well, honestly, that's brilliant. You've done the next question for me. We're going to have to move on, but judging from the faces, everyone found that really useful, and it's really great that you have the confidence to go out and do something like that, and I'm sure we all can't wait to see what you do next. Well done. You should both be really proud of yourselves.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to Stephanie.
Hi, I'm also here with a co-creator, Effie Spence.
Oh, Effie. Oh, okay, lovely. All right, well, take it away, both of you. Tell us about about the project.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, we're both LA based, so I'll just kind of give that for geographical context. But Lily White is our film, and it is a short art house film. No, you're good. Exploring family lineage through a modern fairy tale. Lily encounters a white hare, and through magic is able to connect with her distant ancestor, Lady Liliana, encountering the same realizations / white hair on each woman's wedding night. So really we were experimenting with the heroine's journey versus the hero's journey, which is what a lot of fairy tales are based off of. And we put in a lot of work and effort with specifically finding, like, using therapeutic tools to find the main words that would imply a lot of our dance, which is where Effie comes in, among other ways, with her brilliancy, and I'll kind of let her take over now.
Yeah.
Yay! I got kicked off, unfortunately, so I didn't hear your beautiful speaking of Lily White. So for both of us, Lily White kind of came through a dream as well. So I had a dream of this woman kind of discovering something about herself on her wedding night, and we decided that something would be a white hair. So we wanted to play with a lot of different kind of very feminine challenges, like what is aging, what is beauty, what is our value. And so it was a really beautiful project to get me back into dance, because that was something I grew up doing, and Stephanie saw that version of me. And so this has become our kind of like our very avant-garde little cinema masterpiece of amateur glory, where we had zero budget and we went into the woods and we made my co-star change outside, and so we're really proud of it, because it really sort of solidified kind of what we want to achieve as filmmakers, which is allowing for kind of more of the subconscious to come through, to not answer every question, to not even pose questions. It's very subconscious and poetry based and image based and feelings based. So like Stephanie said, we used this thing called the feelings wheel because sometimes we're not even familiar with how we feel about something. So we really wanted to play with that and the heroine's journey, like Stephanie said, which is how do we create films from just a different story outline.
Yeah. Okay. Well, honestly, I wish we had longer because that's all fascinating. And I used to dance. I used to do ballet, so I really want to get into that. But what do you want to do, sort of, with what are your plans for the film in terms of like distribution and releasing and stuff?
We'd love to do a reshoot of it with a budget. Yeah,
okay.
That would be that's what we've always talked about that. And Stephanie, if you wanted to add anything else as well to it with maybe the immersive show or whatever you were thinking.
Well, yeah, we applied to a couple of festivals that the part of the submission entailed us making it a live event. Effie and I both have a background in an immersive theater out here in Los Angeles. It's a big thing. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but being in a video game, but it's a live play. So we were working with the concept of what that would look like, pulling again a lot from these really feminine ideals and the fact that we're both really Mediterranean, going on a difficult journey and somewhat putting the viewer of that installation in our exact shoes, climbing on a 6-hour hike at 4 in the morning. In a way that you can with an audience while still making it appropriate. And then, kind of getting into our insane brains through distortion and, for lack of better terms, like tactical special effects that would happen in real life amongst a really high-end luxury event that resembles a wedding.
Okay, wow, brilliant. And sort of what's next for you guys? Have you got? I mean, you're going to do your reshoot, but have you had any other ideas for sort of like more shorts or possibly a feature?
Definitely, we are. I found my collaborative soulmate, so we've been working on just a comedy sitcom series called Afterholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
And we just started doing this thing called like film church on Sundays. So we just find our poetry, find whatever images we have on our own stock footage, and then we just create something together off the cuff. And then what else are we doing, Stephanie? I feel like we had something else.
We are working on a music video
Thank you.
is from actually a work trade from Lily White, the lovely woman who made our soundtrack, who is incredible. Created an original piece, and to pay her back, since we had no budget, we are now making her a music video and putting our Effie Spa magic right on that, and working with her on her femininity and her witchiness and really what her song means,
Wow, I mean, that sounds excellent. It seems like so much stuff and inspiration has come from this one project. So well done to the both of you. Can't wait to see what you do next. But we're gonna have to move on. Lots of people to talk to. Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Karolina, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, Karolina. Take it away. Tell us about your project.
Hi, my name is Karolina. I'm the writer and the director of Broken Mix short film. It's about the protagonist sick on Psyche. Yes, listen me?
Hello? Yep.
Sing, yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and in terms of sort of your goals for the project, what would you like to see happen to it in terms of distribution? Would you like it to play at festivals?
What is no listen?
You can't hear me?
No.
I guess not. Okay. Can everybody else hear me?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
everybody else can hear me.
Yep.
Okay, this is fun. Okay, we're gonna come back to you, Karolina. Hang on, obviously you can't hear me.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, if we can move on to Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, take it away. If you could just tell us about your project, about yourself.
Okay. Yeah, me film Ominous. It's sort of like a surreal take on a found footage thing, like a Takashi Miike film. I like Takashi Miike and I like David Lynch, and they're just combining different ideas, visual ideas, and then for some reason it got crazier and crazier as I was making it, and it just turned into, oh, let's make it more like Blair Witch, and let's make it more like this, and eventually I sent it to a couple of friends of mine. They said it was really crazy and out there, and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy with that, and because that's what I wanted. But and then I decided to make it a bit more plot orientated later. It turned into a found footage thing, just a bunch of images that were found, and that was it. Pretty just straightforward, but fun to make. I really liked doing the music for it and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, brilliant. And it seems like it really sort of like came to life as you were making it. It started much more of a sort of proof of concept and then grew.
Well, I wanted it to be like the cursed take in the Ring, the Hideo Nakata version, though, and I couldn't keep it like that. It just kept getting crazier and crazier. So I've just made a film that's a bit more like that. But
okay.
I'm happy with the Ominous film.
And have you got any? Have you like submitted it to any horror festivals?
Not really, because I'm always trying to top it with other things. That if I get scared, then I'll be happy with that. But when you look at images long enough, you start becoming impervious to it.
Yeah.
So I tried to make a jump scene as well, and for the first couple of times, it made me jump. And then it stopped doing it. So
you know what's going to happen.
I'm trying to do something else that's a bit different.
Trying to do something that scares you. Maybe you just need to wipe your mind at the end of every day.
Well, I don't know. Yesterday we were disturbed by an ice cream truck, and then last night I had a dream about a hostage situation at an ice cream company. So I'm thinking about doing something like that next.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Fantastic. So, have you got any idea of like how you're going to produce that? Do you have any more like partners to work with now you've made your first film?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I've made about over 100 short films now up to this point, but they're all on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I've just made one called Vivid Dreams. I've just made another one called Faceless Thoughts in Times of Boredom. I'm working on one today. I'm doing a new show reel. There's like loads of ideas. I had an idea to do sort of like the David Cronenberg film Crash meets Blair Witch Project.
Oh,
so I had this whole idea about vampires, but it's really difficult trying to get people involved, because when you've got no budget, there's other filmmakers here would know.
Yeah.
It's quite challenging, but on the flip side, it gives you more creative freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and you've got a huge portfolio from the sounds of it.
Well, it started off, I just wanted to be a film composer, but no one would let me do it. So I ended up learning how to make films. And, it's just going from there. And then I've just... editing is just so much fun, but not when you've got two kids running around. I've got one kid who's just broke some equipment, so I had to replace it last week. I had a synthesizer with 2 keys missing now because my youngest daughter broke it. So I'm just using the guitar at the moment. So.
Wow, keeping you on your toes. Well, good luck, and honestly, the more you sort of like shop your ideas around, the more you shop the films you've made, and the more you show that you want to get stuff done, I think it'll happen for you. But you're definitely on the right track, like working as hard as you are.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay, if we could move over to Ream and Alex from the RYA Dance Company. Hi guys. If you'd just like to sorry, could you speak again? No, they're not muted.
Sorry, if I could just interject, I was having troubles before. I just left the chat and then logged back in, and it just started working.
We can hear you. Okay,
try
brilliant.
that. Yeah.
Thank you, Darren. Okay, fantastic. Ream and Alex, I can't quite hear you, so if you could just... Is it something to do with your mics, maybe?
Now?
Yes!
Yes.
Lovely.
Okay, they
There you
turned
go.
off
Don't have to turn it
by
off now.
themselves.
Okay, guys, if you could just tell us about yourselves and the project you've made.
Sure. So we made this the dance company called Ria this year. We worked on this film in Dubai. We are mainly choreographers. We worked for shoots before, like ads and music videos and whatever. And we just wanted for this time to produce and direct our own first film. Dance film, yes. Yeah. For, like, obviously, we will, because of our knowledge, we will stay on the dance films. We will not, I think, go
Shift
into
to other. Yeah, we were focusing on dance films.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this project came mainly because of some personal events that were happening to us, let's say, and where gossip was the main issue. And we just made this film called La Vie n'est pas rose from...
using Edith Piaf's original soundtrack of La Vie en Rose. And then we spoofed it around to show that life is not beautiful as it seems. And it...
there is a lot of like betraying and a lot of talking behind backs.
Like it's a woman network of gossip.
Brilliant. And this is all conveyed through dance. Oh, your microphone's gone again. Sorry.
No.
Yes.
I mean, we tried.
Yeah, we can.
I don't know why.
Okay. That honestly sounds absolutely fascinating. That sounds brilliant. And if you could just let me know your sort of like goals for this project in terms of distribution.
So we applied for a few other film festival. We're waiting. One second. I think that they're running out. I'm gonna put the normal mic. Can you hear us? Yes?
Yeah.
Yep, you can hear you.
Perfect. So we applied to other film festivals. We're just waiting for an answer to see where we can go. As we said, this was a zero budget where Ream and we directed. I personally was DOP for the first time.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
Yeah. I saw like after this first experience, I played a lot more with cameras, and I saw how some mistakes that I made for sure, and how like our future films will be improved. Currently, we're working on another dance film. Yeah. This is much more vintage, and we are trying to just mix jazz with contemporary in a experimental contemporary and jazz, mixing them together, and try to create some vintage housey music video. Much more. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a good idea. Honestly, getting in touch with artists, because as Stephanie and Effie have shown, musicians are always looking for people who can help them create music videos. You know, look, because it really helps them get them on the map. So yeah, that's one of the things you need to be doing is looking for people who need you. You know, you guys have obviously got a really strong skill set there. So yeah. Well done. That sounds fantastic, and I can't wait to see it. I'm sure Stephanie and Effie will want to be seeing that as well, being dancers. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Maha, if we could get you next, and you just want to run through sort of the project.
Okay, if you have my voice, I can proceed now.
Yeah.
My name is Maha. I'm Iranian, 26 years old. My movie, as you saw, was about the limitations of women around the world and everywhere. The film was a planned sequence film with absolutely no cut during the filming. And it was filmed in one day, actually one night, because of the changing of lights and everything. very, very hard and difficult atmosphere because the place was very cold for the actors, and the dresses were too thin, as you saw. They were really in a hard situation. And yeah, if you have noticed, the film was full of symbols. For example, women were servants, which means at some points women are being used everywhere. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there will be plenty of questions afterwards about the film. But just now, I want to ask you, sort of like in terms of distribution, have you managed to get it to anyone? Have you got any feedback on it? Have you got anybody who's interested in sort of like promoting it, maybe?
Well, for now, I am sending the film to different festivals around the world, and yet they haven't responded yet. But yes, there was the one other film festival that accepts my film, but the final decisions are not happened yet. They are not final yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well done. I mean, it's always difficult sort of putting yourself out there like that, but it sounds like the film is well, yeah, it's definitely unique. Let's put it that way. And it definitely paid off. Sometimes the most difficult filming conditions create the best product. And sort of what have you got any plans for what you want to do next?
Actually, I'm planning to continue my studies about cinema, perhaps in Europe, or I don't know, perhaps France.
Yeah. That counts.
And combining the traditional cinema with digital, because I rather to work more contemporary, because my last film was completely traditional. I want to use VFX, FX perhaps. So if anyone is interested, I am free to accept, and you can join me, guys. Yeah, because with VFX I can do a lot of more ideas. I can make them happen, you know.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, well, there you go, guys. If you need any technical wizardry, then I think you've got the offer, and that is one of the great things about this, I think, is networking. There you go. Stephanie and Effie are on it already. You guys are gonna have to get in the queue. Sorry, or the you guys don't say queue, in the line. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Massa. Really appreciate that, and we will have an opportunity at the end to sort of like share everybody's contact details. Okay, right. Thank you, Safil.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, mate. Thank you for waiting. Safil. Okay, yeah. Tell us about your project.
My film is an experimental film. It's an experimental on colors and frames. It's a film about a director that dreams about him, and he said that he wants to be a director like his favorite directors, and he said all the names, but it's also my experimentation on colors, and I tried to experiment in editing and the color grading, and then on the sound, like that. That it's my first project that I share publicly. But before it, I'm already writing some project, and just like that.
Okay, brilliant. And have you got sort of like a director for your project? Have you got a crew or a producer going forward?
No, the film is just myself. I'm the only crew of it.
How did you make this first film? Were you a student, or did you just did you do it all on your own? Was it a one-man band?
No, I'm just one man band for this project, but my next project will be with my crew. I have some crew with me on the next project, but with this project, it's just me. It's one man band.
And have you got any idea about how you're going to distribute this one that you've made? Like, have you thought? Like one thing that I always find really useful. I'm also a prospective filmmaker. Is looking at genre, making sure that you really have like a strong hold of what your genre is, so then you know when you're pitching it to different film festivals, you know whether you're in line with what they usually make and what they usually promote. Have you sort of done research into what film festivals suit your work best?
Yeah, I already submitted to other film festivals, but there is no notification of it. It's, I think, in March or April they will contact me if it accepted or not, I think.
Okay, well,
and I also still looking for another festival to submit my film.
Okay. Well, good luck. I'm sure we can come up with a list for you of prospective film festivals. But this one is a good first step on your way, and put it on your CV. Shout about it. It's something to be proud of, and that can help you then sort of like with promoting your work further. But good luck to you, and thank you very much. Iris. Hello, Iris.
Hi. First of all, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I think it's really cool to see how everyone comes from different professional backgrounds and how film brings us together here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Iris and I'm from the Netherlands, and I made and directed the short film Arya, which is a short movie about a young female free runner that is struggling with motherhood and the responsibilities that come with raising a child. I made this short in order to graduate from animation college. So that was the main goal of it. But my second goal was to move an audience with a story that is somewhat of a taboo, because a mother not loving a child is a bit frowned upon. But it's also, I think, a very relatable story. So there is that.
I relate.
Okay, that's good. And yeah, I also use it to try to set foot into the animation industry as a director.
Mm-hmm. Okay, have you like sent it out to producers and different animation studios and stuff?
I'm mostly sending it into animation festivals.
Yeah.
It's going to be shown in some big festival in Belgium, and of course in Liftoff, which I'm very grateful for. So yeah, that's my plan of action right now, and I'm currently working as an animator and a story artist, mostly on children's series.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good for now, and maybe, hopefully, in the future, I will be directing another short or some series. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, excellent. That seems like a really strong plan of action. You've got yourself into a good position with the animation studio. I would say, have you got like any plans for any future projects, any films, or are you just sort of working on your job?
I'm currently just working on my job, which is enough.
Everyone needs the money. But yeah,
exactly.
No, well done, and good luck with the festivals.
Thank you.
And if you can, make sure you're there, because it's great. Seeing people face to face is so useful in this industry. It is the elixir of life. Okay, thank you very much, Iris. Appreciate it. Okay, Victoria from Mirror Productions. Yes, hello.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to echo, it's really nice to be part of this cool community, and thank you, Toby and Natalie. I think I heard another Aussie voice there, Darren, there as well, mate, in the Gold Coast. is lovely. And so it's what, 11:45 here at night. But was very much looking forward to being part of this with you all. So thank you, honestly. And our project was Stay, and it was a music video. So we combined a lot of collective creative talent, and it was sort of a need that emerged out of a bigger project. So it was part of a whole dynamic of poems written by Maura Pierlot. So she wrote a whole collective youth issues that was actually turned into a digital format, which is being now, put into schools, and sort of that whole sort of world where sometimes youth issues aren't often talked about or understood properly. So she kind of created the platform for where I came into it as one of the directors, and I moved the project. It sort of took a turn, as what I'm saying. It was this duty of service as a creative, and we turned it into a music video. And from that, I worked with a rapper called The Prophet, Evan Brodsky. And it's through that crazy thing online and where you meet people. And he used the basis of the poem to actually write a song. And it was this amazing knock-on effect of one piece of creative movement to the next piece of creative movement. And I was the glue that kind of stuck it all together. And obviously you're talking about issues. This particular piece was Stay, which was echoing from youth suicide. And so it was a very heavy issue, but sometimes through that heaviness and that darkness, there's some beautiful light that can echo through all of that. And I think that's where the music video, once you'll see it, it kind of brings in the sense of landscape. And so then we incorporated a dancer as well. So, and I'm a costume designer by trade, actor, now turning writer, director. I'm a coach as well. So it's this whole creative collective that sort of brings in your abstract mind. So for us and for myself through Mirror Mirror, it really is showing that, sense of nature up to us as an audience. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, that restless mind. But I think the more that we highlight it, the more that we can talk about it, the more that we can bring an opportunity for people to connect, particularly the youth. And that's why the creative process went in my mind to be a song, to be a rap, because I felt like that was a universal theme where a lot of youth kids, like music, and they listen to it in their headphones, and they're going to listen to, a rap song more than, any other maybe genre, if I put that out there. But that was where it was. It was the music that sort of brought this particular piece together. So yeah, learnt a lot through it, Toby. And so the goals with that one was literally to get it out on the platform, and it's been doing really well in the festival circuit, mate.
Yeah,
and yeah, so now I'm kind of thinking, do I approach like Screen Australia, because we've got great support here in Australia for funding to put it on a national scale. So that's something sort of in the pipeline that I'm thinking, but it's just been personally for me, and that's why I really want to say thank you to you. Being a female filmmaker, it's not easy, and kind of coming through the ranks and being that on that creative kind of side, and putting what you do out there, I think is commendable for all of us, and that human connection and that tapestry of all of it. So the goals for my production company, Mirror Mirror, we've got another project, Cell 57, which is a proof of concept for a feature film, but I'm actually reworking that, and I'm doing something that is the diary of an unknown actress. So I've got a personal memoir thing that I'm writing at the moment through my life from living in the UK. Long stories back there. You go through my IMDb, you might see one particular film, but we'll sort of show the springboks of where my life has gone. And so it's come full circle. So I sort of feel like the need to put it onto paper and to express it through a medium that I absolutely love. And film is that for me. And so, yeah, that's the next project, is doing a sort of mini series of vignettes that of dramatization, I suppose, a little bit of my journey as an actor. So that's why I kind of like when the girl said, I think something about Alcoholics Anonymous actors or something. I thought that was quite hilarious. So it's amazing how we all have a universal theme through life and connection. Yeah, so is that all the questions?
Yeah, honestly, my work here is
Oh.
done. I'll let you take the rest of the session, Victoria, because you're on it. No, that was absolutely fantastic. It's really, really great to hear your perspective, and I think doing something sort of educational is a really good jumping off point, because it means you've got lots of people interested in sort of investing. You've got lots of potential viewers, and from the sounds of it, it's doing exactly what you wanted. So, thank you so much, and good luck for your next project.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You so much, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, Freya.
Yeah, hi.
Hello,
Can
Freya.
you hear me?
You're good. Tough act to follow there.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
you're going to have to be just as eloquent and loquacious. No
pressure.
Take it away. Tell us about your project.
So I am the writer-director of the short film Blue, which I made more as a context film about the miscommunication within love and a relationship. I kind of wanted this film to not follow a classic narrative. So we have a lot of, I don't know if you've all seen the film, but a different artists and a poet involved to kind of the red thread between all the different scenes and kind of be what would, you know, follow the normal structure, if you can say it like that. So it is much more of like a film that is a feeling rather than a classic anything else.
Abstract, more sort of sensory. I've been trying to get that in films more, like less trying to understand it on a intellectual level and more just trying to experience it. So hey, that sounds brilliant. What are your sort of goals? Like who would be your ideal target audience for this? You know, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, touching on what you just said, having worked as a director's assistant for several years and on series and different things here in Copenhagen, it was kind of just for me the easy way out to do a very classic film. So hopefully, yes, this did kind of achieve that of just being a feeling, and I think that's the goal for this film is definitely to get out to different film festivals and be on kind of my website, but more than that, just to be a proof of concept. And kind of, it's the most important thing is that you feel something. If it provokes you to hate the film, great. You know, if it provokes you to ask questions, then fine. I've also had, you know, several reactions of people watching it and then being like, I don't know what I feel, and then sitting and watching it 6 more times, and then at the end of it being like, I just feel something and I love it because it makes me not think about kind of the reality that we're in. And I think that's just the goal for now.
And capturing that sort of thing that can't even be put into words, I think, is probably the most difficult thing. So if you're creating that feeling in your audience already, then that's fantastic. And if you're leaving people questions at the end, think about Tenet. People went to see that 10 times because they had no idea what was going on in it. So that's always
exactly.
It's always a
and I
sound,
think we're in such a time of like rushing things and trying to get everything crammed into one big film. And I'm a much more fan of, you know, slow cinema and just taking your time, but obviously not, you know, being tedious, but focusing on that.
I've been watching a lot of Ruben Östlund films this weekend, so I feel like they sort of get at what you're talking about. And what have you got any plans for sort of the future? Well, your next film, I'm guessing you've sort of grown in confidence now as in your artistic voice.
Definitely, yeah. So I'm working with a producer, developing a script together with a company, and then alongside that, just working with a few different crews. With some short films as well, so lots of things in the works, but exciting stuff.
Brilliant, keeping yourself busy. Fantastic. That's really good work, and congratulations on all your experience that you've got thus far. I'm sure it's been a great learning opportunity for you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yes, it has.
Brilliant. Thank you, Freya. Shariko.
Hi guys, good morning. How you guys doing? Good to see you. My name is Shariko Bakari. I am from Macon, Georgia in the United States of America, and my film was Maniacal Night Reborn. And Maniacal Night Reborn is a found footage film centered around a family of 4, with the daughter being the main character, who is an amateur blogger. And she's trying to be like her auntie to get this YouTube style channel up, and we wanted to make sure that this film felt as amateurish as possible to keep the authenticity of the main character. And this film is themed around New Year's Day. So you have this family of 4 who is enjoying their New Year's celebration. They are excited about their opportunity with adopting these 2 kids that have been in foster care for a while. So they're celebrating their 7th year with their adoptive parents. And as the story continues to ebb and flow, we find out that their celebration turns into a night of hell and horror as 2 intruders invade their home. And while they're invading their home, we wanted to kind of see, what would this look like in a point of view form? What would this look like if you had one thing to do, which was capture what is going on inside this house to have proof of what you experience? And it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever done, because it was based on true events. It was really based on what I went through in 2017 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, with my near home invasion experience. And that is something that I will never forget. It is something that I tried to purge for a very long time. And I said, you know what? I need something that's going to be very therapeutic and something that can help me move forward with this, because I was struggling with that for 6 years. And I finally found the opportunity to do so. I finally felt comfortable enough to say, you know what? Let me put my trauma to the forefront, turn it into entertainment, but also make sure people understand that things like this happen in real life all day, every day. And no one is safe from anything like this. And I wanted to kind of pay homage to the film The Strangers, and also Halloween 1978, because John Carpenter is one of my also all-time favorite directors as well. And we kind of put some Easter eggs in there as well, and put my true story in the center of that. And then we came up with Maniacal Night Reborn, and the cast is phenomenal. Our special effects artist was brutal as hell. She was amazing, and she was only 14 years old. And she did a great job with the blood and the guts and the slitting of the throat and everything that I wanted for that found footage point of view film. She made it so realistic, combined with my creativity as a director, which I also starred in as well. I wrote the film, directed the film, produced it, and also starred as one of the main cast members as well. And it was probably one of the most rewarding horror films I've done. And I've done a lot of short films, and particularly within the found footage subgenre, as you know, with Paranormal Activity, The Blair Witch Project, The Taking of Deborah Logan, all those types of films, it becomes oversaturated, you know, and a lot of people use it as budget-friendly type deals to go out and do something, but I'm more passionate about that subgenre than that. I put all my money and my time and study the styles of different directors within that subgenre and say, hey, what can I do, not only as a filmmaker, but as a Black filmmaker, because you don't see a lot of African Americans doing found footage horror films. That's just unheard of. And so I said, what could I do as a Black filmmaker to bring this subgenre to the forefront, but also add some compelling and captivating and memorable scenes with a great story that will make people be like, you know what, this is really scary. I'm just going to watch this one time and that's it. And we actually did that. And we got into our first festival in December. We were in the Shock Fest Horror Film Festival, which is one of the top-notch horror film festivals here in the U.S. I was really surprised because it was a lot of great competition and found footage films that kind of looked down upon, if that makes sense, because a lot of people don't either A, they don't understand it, or B, they don't too much care for it. So it's kind of like a, I guess, a preference, if that makes sense. But I want people to not use this as a preference, but I want people, even people who don't like horror, people who are not fond of that found footage subgenre, I want them to come in and say, you know what, even though I don't like this style of filming, that story, those characters, those actors, that special effects, the jump scares were just amazing. And I wanted this to be for everybody. We ended up winning the honorable mention award for that at the Shockfest Festival. And then we entered into Nigeria with the African Smartphone Film Festival for professional smartphone filmmakers like myself. And we ended up winning Best Horror Film for that. And I was really, really excited because there was a lot of great competition out there. And now we were here, we won the Audience Choice Award for this. And next up on my list is another found footage film, but it is centered around the sci-fi thriller genre. And it is called Beyond Strange. And it is about a filmmaking team who wants to produce a docuseries for TV, but they have to go out and film a proof of concept episode and bring back to the network something believable and amazing for them to want to greenlight it. But as they go into this sort of strange town, not giving too much away, they encounter some things that they wish they probably could have stayed home for. And it's centered around the uncanny valley. So I'm really, really excited about that. But that is who I am. That is my film. We're pushing this thing to keep going. We just started. So the 3 festivals we just submitted into, we got into, and we won awards for every last one of them so far. And right about now, I am sitting at, from 2020 to present day, nearly 250 awards for all of my short films and things. So I'm really, really excited. Thank you guys for having me and my team from Supercell Entertainment. And I cannot wait to show you guys more in the future.
Thank you so much, Rico. I really appreciate that. We're just a bit pushed for time. So if Darren, you're our last speaker, if you could just tell us about your film, your goals, and where you want it to go.
Yeah, certainly. Sorry about the technical glitch earlier.
No worries.
So my short film was called Their American Dream. It was something that came about, to be honest. I wrote the initial treatment in a bit of anger after Roe v. Wade was overturned in the United States. I do have friends who have been in sort of similar situations to what the film depicts, and it was designed to showcase the impact that these sort of decisions have on the individual, because people are making legislations, laws, things like that to satisfy groups, like, for example, an hypothetical like a church group or something like that, without any regard for the impact of the individual who's actually afflicted with these situations. And we just wanted to show that. So I wrote the treatment, which was actually, to be honest, very dark to begin with. And I met up with a producer friend of mine, and we sat down, we went through the script, and from there, it actually evolved into what it has become today. We actively chose to make it a silent film to actually engage the audience, to get the audience to focus on that visual aspect, as opposed to sitting back, tuning out, and just listening to what's going on. So people can see what's happening, not just hear what's happening to people out there. And so that's how it evolved and came about to what we see today.
Okay, brilliant. And sort of in terms of your goals, I mean, obviously very socially resonant. Who would you like? What's your sort of target demographic? What would you like to see sort of result from this film? Because it's obviously very important.
I would like to see essentially more collaboration with the community before people are passing laws and legislations that affect the community. As I say, I wrote this initially in anger because I do have people afflicted with these sort of situations, and I sort of went into their defense, if you will. And yeah, I literally wrote this treatment in 2 hours. It was a Thursday morning. I got out of bed, the laws had been changed, and it took me 2 hours to, really crank out the treatment.
Wow.
So yeah, I just really wanted to bring that social awareness to the people who are supposed to be working for us. So you can almost say it's a bit of a protest film, really. But it also evolved to a point where I'm using it as a proof of concept because I do want to move forward and do other things. I'm currently working on a horror thriller. Maybe Treco, we can talk. But I am doing an original concept horror thriller, of which I've just about finished the first draft of the script for. I've got a business plan drawn up, and I'm about to actually go out and seek funding because we are looking for about $30 million to make this film. Planning on filming in 4 countries across 3 continents and making it a very large-scale production.
Wow. lofty ambitions.
Always.
Yeah, good luck. Good, but hey, that's what you need. And you know, if you've got the confidence in your work and you spent the time, and clearly you're a very thoughtful individual. So yeah, good luck with that. And hey, it's always best to aim for the stars, because even if you miss, you'll land on the moon.
Yeah, well, I was always taught if you aim for the bottom of the ladder, you'll always achieve the bottom of the ladder. If you aim for the top, you'll at least make it halfway.
Yeah, true that.
So,
and on that Aussie neologism, aphorism, we will have to call it time today. If everyone, sorry, Karolina, we didn't get round to you, but if I unfortunately don't have time to translate that, but if people would like to sort of copy and paste that individually, and then if you've got anything for and if you'd all like to put your email addresses, your contact, your Instagrams in the chat just on the side here, and then just make sure to copy and paste, because when I end the chat, first of all though, we're just going to say thank you very much to our creators. We're going to end the stream now. But once more, congratulations to all of them, and thank you for joining us for Liftoff Audience Awards sessions. We really appreciate everyone coming along, and yeah, until next time. Bye.